Today we have Kayoh, who is a producer from Baltimore, and he joined us with this interview. So we're going to go ahead and get into it and introduce you to him if you don't know him. And if you do know him, then you can get to know him a little bit more here on the Natural Habitat Podcast.
Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
What do we talk about? Okay, we just had the Locks interview. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what have we done in podcast land before this episode?
It's hard to keep track.
It's going to be the Locks and a fucking throwback and a Saturday matinee. This Saturday matinee is going to be Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to fucking, or if you need to remember that shit.
That's right. I still need to watch it. It's weird. People are they're getting like a inside look at the time warp that we have to deal with because they're listening to this right now on Tuesday, and we're talking about the movie that we need to watch so that we can record the episode for last Saturday that they already listened to and is done with. And it gets tough. It gets hard because I already have enough time dealing with regular reality. Now I have to deal with two separate realities that I'm living in.
Yeah.
And sometimes
it's hard to keep
fun.
up with.
Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's tough.
Yep.
My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is, I forgot.
Your name is unknown.
Oh yeah. All right. Thanks.
He's unknown, and this is the Natural Habitat Podcast. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We have a special guest with us today. His name is Kayoh. He's a producer from Baltimore. And where is Baltimore?
East Coast.
Like where?
Maryland.
Maryland? All right. He's from Maryland. And he decided to take some time out of his day and be on the show with us. So we have him on hold right now. But before we click over, we're going to, kind of talk to you guys for a while and see how you're doing. How are you? It's November. We're already in the second week in November, I think. I don't know. I have no idea because it's podcast time, and I don't know where the fuck I am. But it's starting to get chilly. It was raining the other day here in California, which is amazing. We don't see that anymore, and it's time to give thanks and kind of gather around with the family and stuff your face. So we're feeling very thankful here at the podcast for you guys, for everybody that takes your time to, listen to us, whether you're at work or you're driving or you're working out or whatever it is. We're glad that you're spending time with us and helping us out because plays equal money. That's just how it works. I'm gonna be real with you guys, okay? Plays equal money. So thank you for playing this.
And besides that, we have something to do with our life. You know what I'm saying? Like
it keeps us from killing ourselves.
Yeah, podcast time has created in itself its own universe for us because this was all dead time before that. Like you right now, you're hearing something. You're hearing content. You're hearing voices. You're hearing things through the internets and interwebs, and otherwise would have been just dead blank air before.
Yeah, and you're learning things. You're about to learn about Kayoh. Here, I'll give you a fact right now. Did you know that 10% of all the pictures ever taken were taken in the last 12 months?
No.
That's crazy. I just found that out, and it blew my mind. And now you just found that out because you were listening to a podcast instead of sitting around and jacking your dick off again.
Yeah.
So so there was also another great point that I wanted to make, but whatever we were talking about is slowly slipping out of my brain. And
nice.
as I try to think about it, it gets farther away. You know what I mean? And now I don't even know what it was at all. What were we? We were talking about listeners, I think, and podcast time. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Blank space.
You're doing something with your time as well as us. We get to do something with our time because before we were doing this podcast, we would just sit around and watch YouTube videos all day and just get lost in the internet. But now it's half YouTube videos, half podcast recording session, and this is our own little safe universe that we live in. I'm locked in my house. You're locked in your house. We're talking over Skype, so we don't have to worry about each other like loking up and like attacking each other, or like some sort of rape happening. And it's just a cool, chill place. It's away from all the scariness in the real world and jobs and responsibility. So
yeah,
I'm glad that we have it. And if none of you guys were listening, then we wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, well, nobody's listening. Let's just stop, and then we would go back to YouTube. So, so thank you for you're helping us a lot.
Yep. Thank you, all you dope producers out there. They keep giving us good content and keep giving us interviews and coming on the show, and you know what I mean. Everybody's got a lot to be thankful for, and we want to know what you guys are thankful for. Hit us up on the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram and everything, and let us know. I mean, it is the season, and being nice never hurt nobody. I mean, throwing some kindness out there and some holiday cheer into somebody's life could better your experience. You know what I'm saying? So, it definitely 'tis the season.
Yep, I agree. So get out there and stop being a fucking asshole, everybody.
Back into podcast land.
Yeah. So we have Kayoh here on the line. He's probably sitting here wondering why we are not talking to him yet. I think he can hear us. I'm not sure. But we can't hear him. I have him muted. So
we got Greg keeping him busy.
Greg is dead. Okay. Greg, I can't even believe that you said that and brought that up. Greg died. He died.
Ghost of Greg.
He died in the time machine. Did he? Wait. Was that ghost of Vincent Price that I heard laughing on that Halloween episode a couple weeks ago? Was that Greg?
It might have been. He always thought he was funny. I mean, I couldn't. He did. He was always like, "Let me sign your dick." You know what I mean? I don't know where he thought that was funny, but
he had a weird sense
I guess
of humor.
he thought that was funny.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it is him. But what was I talking about?
I don't know,
dude. I'm
R.I.P.
losing it. I'm losing it today. Today I have no short-term memory whatsoever.
Well, let's segue that into some type of smoke sesh.
Oh wait, I have a story real fast, and it has to do with. I guess it's a good segue for the smoke sesh. I just recently got my medical marijuana license when I came to visit in Los Angeles, and I've been having a great time. I hit some dispensaries after I locked my keys in my car. Still had a little bit of scratch left.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I was just gonna call you out on that.
God.
You're lucky you said something.
Okay, here's the story. All right. We go to LA and we're like chilling, and we go over to Joey's house and we're blazing, and we're about to leave. Where it's like the second day, we're getting ready to go home, and I'm like, shit. While I'm in town, I'm gonna get my medical marijuana card because we were trying to get you guys to get a delivery, but it was like too late or whatever. So I went to a doctor, got my card. Everything was crazy. He was just some crazy bastard and fucking, your classic story. And wrote me a little prescription for 1 to 2 bowls a day as needed. And I go across town to this dispensary that's on Melrose. So he tells me that I could park in the Mexican restaurant across the street. And I could park in the valet, and that they'll validate my parking at the dispensary. So I go and park back there in the valet. We're looking at weed maps and shit. I tell the valet dude what's up. He's cool. We're looking at their menu. And then we get out of the car, and my girlfriend had taken the keys out of the car, like the keys out, of the ignition and put them on the center console. Close the door, keys locked in the car. Windows all the way up, which never ever happens. Like, I never roll my windows all the way up. I always have them cracked, but I was like, this is LA. I'm going to fucking roll my damn windows up. So I roll them up. My shit's locked in the car, and both of our phones are dying. Like, her phone dies right as she turns it on. My phone has like 4% battery left. So I Google the locksmith, call the dude. He barely speaks any English. My phone's like beeping at me saying it's going to turn off. I like ramble off where I am. And then he's like, I'll call you. What's your number? And I'm like, my phone's dying, dude. Just come here. Like, just come to this restaurant. And fucking, my phone dies. So I'm like, great. Maybe this guy will come. I'm not sure. So the sun starts going down. I don't have anybody's number because I fucking live off of a cell phone and all the numbers are in there. So I never have to dial anything. So I don't know your number. I don't know anybody's number. I don't have a cell phone. The sun's going down, and there's just fucking crackheads everywhere, just laying on the street. There's
zombies,
and everybody's like staring at us because we're parked in a valet of like a restaurant, like a fancy restaurant, and they don't know we're going to the dispensary. All they know is that we went to go have a nice dinner with all of our money, and then our keys got locked in our car, and now we're sitting there alone, and everybody was just staring at us. And I was also wearing an uncomfortable amount of red, like. I think any red in Los Angeles is an uncomfortable amount of red. I'm an adult. I don't need to prove anything. So, I could just wear black. But I didn't think that I was going to get locked out of the car. So I wasn't doing that. And it was just a lot of fun. It was a great experience in LA. The dude showed up like right when the sun came down and charged me $100 to get my fucking keys out. Yep. So, the moral of this story is it's all worth it to get your medical marijuana card because I've been having a lot of fun. I made like 15 copies of my
segue.
I made 15 copies of my fucking card. I have them everywhere, like in little things, and I have my original hidden so nobody could ever get it. And
he's got them posted in every window of his house.
Yeah, and in all the compartments of my car. I'm waiting for a cop to rip it up so I could give him another one to rip up and be like, here, rip this one up too.
Laminated copy in your wallet.
Uh-huh. And so with that being said, I can now go to festivals and all of these cool things that happen. Well, they're having a 805 Harvest Festival in Santa Maria. It's right next to the Boomers in the Filipino Community Center. And my homie has a booth there. They launched their own line of extracts. It's called Killa Gorilla Extracts. And they're flooding all of the dispensaries and the Central Coast with all that shit. And also mailing a few things out to dispensaries in LA and stuff. So you might be able to get some. Look for it. And I'm going to be at their booth. And depending on how fucking loud it is in there, I might do a little podcast at the booth. I'm not sure.
Nice.
So if you guys are in the Central Coast area and have your 215, then come out to the 805 Harvest Festival. It's on November 23rd, and all you need is $20 worth of canned foods or toys. So it's like a donation thing.
Nice. That's dope.
Yep. Making stoners look good.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's a worthy cause.
Uh-huh.
So go get your fucking card and donate some shit.
And you could also take dabs inside. The Filipino Center lets everyone smoke in there. So you just walk around and take dabs. Yeah, that's the whole point of the dab festival. See, but I'm new.
Smoke there. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm new to it. I don't know what to do.
Damn it, Mikey. Get your shit together.
I've been living this underground stoner life forever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to school you guys on what it's like to be a legal marijuana patient and try to lure you guys over to the dark side. Because there's a lot of people that don't get with it.
Scout's Guide to a Natural Habitat.
That's right. That'll be a little side episode that we do in January.
Yeah. First timers need not fear.
Mm-hmm.
We'll first time with you.
We'll fox with each other.
Yeah.
So,
fox with you.
So are you ready for this smoke sesh, Joey?
Motherfucker, I was born ready.
Born ready. Were you born
Boom.
at night?
Not last night.
Oh, God. And that's when people turn off the episode. They're like, man, what the fuck was that? Done.
Fuck.
All right.
Boys everywhere.
Everybody get your pipes and bongs ready. Get your nails heated. Flick your bics and snap your pics and hashtag them NHP Smoke Sesh. And you can hide your face or do whatever you need to do, or just direct message us the pictures, and we will do what needs to be done with them, and we will not put you on blast to your friends and coworkers and parents. So send us the pictures of you blazing with us, and let's all get high together.
If you post it in the Natural Habitat Podcast group, people who are not in that group can't see it. So have no fear.
That's true.
Children.
It's a little safe zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where everyone's online, you don't have to worry about being raped or attacked.
Yep.
So I have some great music lined up for this smoke sesh. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off right now.
Cool.
This is Killa Bees by our guest Kayoh, who is still on hold, patiently waiting. I hope he's still there. I know that if he can't hear us, he's probably like, they're just sitting there playing my music. Are they not going to talk to me?
Yeah, they're just sitting there listening to my music, smoking weed, fucking hippies.
Yeah, it's how we treat our guests, and deal with it. I think that our listeners are smart enough to know that nobody's really on hold. You know what I mean? It's all a ruse. It's all a joke. So if you are thinking about coming on the show, and you are listening to it to decide whether you want to be interviewed or not, and you hear that we keep people on hold, know that it's because our listeners are smart and they can figure it out. You're stupid. You're the one that fell for it. So come on the show, buddy.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yep. That's what I do.
Right,
I kill moods.
I feel like I'm ready to jump off the top ropes.
Yeah, you ready? Let's get them on here. Let's go ahead and link the lines together. If you could hit me with the Foley. There it is. It's iconic. It happens every time.
Every time.
All right, we have Kayoh on the line right now. Can you hear me?
Yo, what's good, guys?
What up?
Oh.
Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come here. First things first, do you know any doctors, or are you yourself a doctor?
I can't say that I do.
I have this weird like kidney pain going on, and I'm kind of worried about it. So I'm going to be thinking about it this whole interview. So I figured I'd get that out of the way.
Sorry to hear. I don't think I can help you with that one.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to try to find a real doctor. So for people that are unfamiliar with your work, you are a producer from Baltimore, and
yes,
you've done some work with Varsity Dropouts. Our friend Joey here, his hip hop / EDM group that he has going on, and so people are slightly familiar with your work if they don't know you and your stuff personally, because a lot of people around here listen to Varsity Dropouts because we make them. So. Why don't you tell people how you got started in music, what lit this flame that is now Kayoh?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm trying to think. See, I've only been making beats for about 5 years now.
All right.
I guess that's still kind of time, but yeah, I've always just had a musical background, playing drums and guitar and bass. I used to be in a band in middle school.
Nice.
So, like, in high school, I was taking this keyboard class, just as like a filler or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was doing some track-on-track recording, like messing around with like the little like drum kits on the keyboard, just all that standard shit on like this Yamaha keyboard. And I don't know, I really loved it, and I thought I could start making hip hop beats because I really loved hip hop. It was pretty much my favorite genre of music growing up.
Yeah, I bet being from Baltimore, it's probably super heavy.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I just started out making like boom bap beats and shit in FL Studio.
Nice.
Then kind of like the electronic music scene was taking over, and that started to have some influence on my music, and yeah, it just really grew from there.
You know what's cool is that all you well, not all, but a lot of you producers that we end up talking to have a similar path and background. They come back from some live instruments at a really young age like that, and that was really like the stepping point off into that direction. You know what I mean? Having that knowledge of like some live instruments or like some tones or like, notes and things on your mind and things that, you're just like creatively inclined, and then it turns into this thing where you become a producer. It's like the magical steps that you have to take or something, like
that yellow brick
road.
road.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. Like pretty much every producer I know has played an instrument or can play at least one instrument. It's always good to have like that music theory.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether it's for like writing chords or anything like that, it takes a lot of ear training just to get the right notes on everything, make sure your bass is synced up with everything else.
Right. So that's cool. I didn't know that you were like really into the hip hop side of things. Like I knew that you liked rap, obviously, because you worked with us. But I mean, I didn't know that you were like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like to us, there's a difference. Like to my mind, hip hop is like 90s backpack boom bap type of fucking. That's hip hop to me. And then rap is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? And rap is like kind of like what we do. We rap.
Right,
Exactly. So. Yeah. I mean, like, that's cool for me and refreshing for me to hear that you have that genre background first. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable because it's something familiar. You know what I mean?
Sure.
How did you end up getting into the electronic side of things?
Probably in high school, I started listening to, like, house music.
Nice.
That was really taking over, probably, like 2010, that was when it started getting really big. So I started listening to house music, and if you're already a producer then you're going to try and make it and like try and recreate those things. So I wasn't too good at making house music, but then like kind of like the whole like EDM trap thing started evolving. So that's kind of where I found my niche in there.
Well, I'm glad you did, because you're really killing it. I mean, like your whole style. Now that I think about it, when I do hear the bass and the things like that, I do hear definite like hip hop background in it, especially in like the Killa Bees track.
Sure.
So that's pretty dope. I mean, house. It's crazy that house was the genre that first started you, but it's still like everybody has those things that whatever it is that sucks you into the electric platform, it's like one of them's gonna get you, and then it blossoms and turns into all these other things, like you said, like trap and everything. And so that's pretty dope that house had an influence on it. You know what I mean? And I guess I can kind of hear that. House is like kind of a big ass genre.
Oh yeah, for
there's
sure.
So many different types. It's like hard to keep up with that shit.
So
yeah, definitely.
So in 2013, you went to your first out of town festival, to the Frostbite Festival in Colorado, and that was a big time for you. You got to move out and kind of be exposed to this new crowd. And why don't you tell us about that and how that changed the route that you were on?
Oh man, that night was just insane. It was just unbelievable for me because, like, I really hadn't played a legit show then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So they got me on stage. They flew me out to Colorado, and I'm out there, probably 4,000 people in front of me, and it was unreal, just dictating the crowd like that. And
so sick.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was having a great time. Everybody was feeling the music, and just, like, I don't know, man. That was just insane. They had like my own little backstage room with free alcohol and whatever, and that was really cool, you know.
Felt like a star, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, those experiences are fresh. So, how big was this festival?
Capacity was probably like 5,000 people. It was just like this huge like indoor arena, I guess, in Denver, downtown Denver, and yeah, it was wild, man.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. I feel like because of the love in the community, like in the electronic music community, I'm not trying to get all sappy or anything, but I feel like people are so much more open to what's going on. You know what I mean? Like if you go to a hip hop show, people are very standoffish. If it's people they don't know performing, they're just kind of sitting there with their arms crossed, like, you know, fuck this, or like, I don't know these guys, or whatever, you know. But with electronic music, everybody loves everybody, it feels like, you know what I mean? And everybody's more open to, like, who's coming up next and who's going to play, and I wonder what they're going to have. And so I feel like that really has to be a contributing factor in like what you're doing, especially like that being that being your first show and it being that big, and then you get to experience like crowd participation and like all these things. People are really feeling your shit, and it's because they're not judging you, you know what I mean? And that has to be one of the coolest feelings ever.
Yeah, dude, definitely. And like just like events like that, speaking of the openness, just like pretty much like you could have like 5 different artists on a billing, and each one will be like a different genre,
right?
But everybody's cool with that, you know. I was the only like trap artist there, and then like I was playing like with this trance guy, Leon Bollier, he's like a trance legend, and this other guy Kutski makes just like wild hard style music. So it's just like 3 really different genres there, but coming together, and everybody's still loving it and having a good time. Yeah,
and that's like the coolest thing about EDM or electronic music is just the fact that, you know, people are really open. I mean, it's got hate like every other genre too. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of competition and things like that. But that's all good. I feel like that's all a good thing. You know what I mean? And for the most part, though, to be able to like you said, those 3 genres right there you just mentioned are so completely opposite of each other. Yeah, that it's like trance doesn't really go with trap ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. And fucking what was the
hardstyle?
Yeah, hardstyle is like it's like its own huge thing. You know what I mean? So it's like and people usually like one or the other, and that's it. You know, so it's cool that they just stick around and like, you know what I mean? And now they got to know you, and now like a lot of people know you. Actually, you're actually moving really fast right now, and people are like seeing your shit spread everywhere, and you're a monster. I see why.
Thank you.
So, you've had some big things going on lately. One of which would be the Killa Bees track that you put out. You had, was it a remix contest that you had for it?
Yeah, we did a contest to go along with the official EP release, which was on Plenum Records.
All right.
So we had 4 songs slotted up for the EP, or was it? It was 5. I'm sorry, and then 1 last slot to go to the contest winner.
Nice.
So basically, I just like stemmed it out, had all the stems that I had from, you know, the synths, and then like little vocal chants and stuff, and I just gave that out there for free download to let people see what they could do with it. And our winner, this guy named Buchik, he was from, I think, Ukraine or something, which is really wild to have him on there. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Remix Slade, so that was awesome.
Yeah, that's super dope. It's crazy to see like how connected this culture is. You know what I mean? Like the whole world really works with each other. I've been noticing too. Like there's a lot of people we've even worked with from so many different countries, like Canada and the Netherlands and Belgium and France and the UK and like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these places, and everybody is really like always on the same page too. You know what I mean? Like everybody makes like or produces in similar ways or uses similar programs, makes similar styles. So it's all very like compatible. You know, you could just like point and click and basically collaborate with whoever you want to and make something really dope.
Yeah, man. And speaking of that one, this guy I just collabed with, he goes by the producer name of Holly, and I forget what country he's from. I'm looking that up right now. But he just came to me, and, you know, he doesn't really speak perfect English, but he just came to me with, like, this dope idea, and, you know, just stem it out, and we worked from there, you know. It's simple enough because, like, you don't really have to talk. You just give me the stems, and I'll work on it, send it back to you, and we just sent it
it's like
until it was done.
It's like a conversation in music.
Yeah, pretty much.
Super dope. So how many people showed up for the remix?
Oh, there was a total of 47 entries.
Damn, that's pretty big, dude.
Yeah, I was really happy with the turnout.
Yeah, I mean we've been wanting to do some stuff like that, and we're just like not sure on how many people would show up. I'm sure you weren't either. You know, like you just did it, and then you had a nice turnout. You know, like a lot of dope producers actually showed up to flip the remix too. So I mean, I was excited for you.
Yeah, it was really cool just listening back to all of them.
So what else do you got going on right now? What else is new as of late? Like what do you what do you got working on that people might not know about? Or
well, I mean, I have about 10 work in progresses that, you know, right now they're just pretty basic ideas, but trying to develop them more into some actual songs. I got one that I'm working on that I like a lot.
Nice.
And then in my Trap Bangers showcase mix, which I released 2 weeks ago, I got this unreleased collab with my friend Nick Knoll, who I actually went to college with, and we're going to be releasing that one through this artist collective called MMXV.
Nice.
I don't know if you've seen them around on SoundCloud. But
yeah, it sounds really familiar.
Yeah, and we're going to be releasing that one next Tuesday, so that should be cool.
Dope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
So what's your I want to know what your biggest song to date is. What's the biggest hit you've got so far?
I would like to think it's Killa Bees. I think a lot of people know that one.
Yeah.
I got some pretty good support on that one too from some artists. I got GTA downloaded it.
Yeah.
I got Hero Bus downloaded it. He's been really crushing it.
Nice.
But, I really like Bring It Back too, because that's got like some future bass elements in there as well.
Nice.
Got some support from EDM.com on that one.
So what all genres are you working in right now?
It's pretty much just like, I mean, I don't want to say it's just like basic trap, because I like to do it a little bit more sped up around like 160 beats per minute, 170, but it's like electronic, hip hop, trap, future bass. Like, I don't know. Nice. I don't really like to limit myself just to like one style, one genre.
That's
right.
good.
I feel like everybody is trying to be that same way. You know what I mean? Like trying to really open up and not let genres really hold them back, because it does limit you. You know, when you can't really collaborate and work in the other genres, you're kind of left behind. You know, stuck in only one spot. So if you don't do good enough, I mean, you don't really have any more options, you know. So it's cool to like expand your horizons and whatnot, and do some other shit like that.
Yeah, and like I definitely wouldn't want to be stuck in where I've already developed this one sound too much, and then
right.
You want to start working on some other sounds, and if you already got like a really good fan base, they might not like that or whatever. But
so who is Kayoh's trap influence? Who's some of Kayoh's favorite artists, and you know, reasons why you kind of became who you are?
Definitely got to say Mr. Carmack.
Dope.
He's pretty much my favorite producer.
Dope. He's super dope.
Everything that he touches is just, I don't even know how he does it. The man's a genius. But
right. You gotta love those ones.
Yeah, always surprises me. But other than him, I really like Cashmere Cat. His stuff is awesome. He's always just doing something new, and I don't know. He's got that smooth sound.
Yeah.
The clean productions. Other than that, I really love like pretty much like anybody on Selection. Oshi, I think he's from the UK. He's been murdering it. And I don't know. Those are just like few guys coming up right now. These other guys, Gold and Dap, they're coming up. They're like some trap producers coming up, and they got pretty much like the same SoundCloud followers as me, but I think those guys are killing it.
So for people like my partner Mikey here, who doesn't really do the electronic side of shit, what's your favorite hip hop and rap and things like that?
Well, if you wanna talk like '90s, then I would definitely say Biggie.
Nice,
yeah,
greatest ever. I love Nas.
Yep, Nas is dope.
Yeah, some hip hop producers. I love Dilla, of course.
Yeah,
Dilla's master. Pete Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think who else.
Premier.
Yeah, definitely Premier.
Yeah, so basically just like heavy East Coast.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a heavy East Coast influence.
Nice.
See, and it's cool that you have the hip hop influence and this trap influence, because it appeals to, I've been bringing this up a lot. Someone like myself, I'm like an old hip hop head, and I never really listened to EDM or trap music. And just in the past couple years, with Varsity Dropouts and all this new stuff that I've been getting turned on to, I've been slowly, being more open and accepting to the genre. And I think that the mix of the hip hop and the EDM it's hard to do, but when it's done right, it's very appealing. You know what I'm saying? And you the track that you did with Varsity Dropouts, I believe It's Nothing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That track, that beat was way dope, and it had the perfect mixture of elements to where it appealed to multiple fan bases, you know what I'm saying? And you weren't trapping yourself in a box. And I think it definitely shows in your music, and it pays off, and you're going to go a lot farther than a lot of these other producers that only do one thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I would never like to be like trapped in a box like that. And going back to what you said about like the blending of elements, like I always love throwing a little bit of throwback hip hop jams in my set, because that's just something like everybody can know. It's a little break from just the crazy EDM shit, and they're take a time to just like sing along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah, and that's super dope. It's super respectable. I'm sure, like I feel like before EDM was here, all there was rap and hip hop. So it's not a hard transition to make. You know what I mean? It's like all these hardcore fans that are trap fans are really hip hop fans at heart. So I feel like it's probably, they feel the same way. Like it's really respectable from their point of view, and from ours to see like you incorporate that.
For sure.
Yep. So before we go, where can people find all your music?
You can find me on soundcloud.com/Kayoh official. That's Kayoh, or you could just Google it, and it should be one of the first things that pops up. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook at Kayoh official as well.
All right, cool.
So what do you got big coming up? Like, you got anything else that you want people to know about? A little sneak peek?
Yeah, well, hopefully, I'm talking to this kid. He's like kind of managing me right now, but hopefully I'll be making my debut in the West Coast early 2016, probably in January.
Dope.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I can speak on that yet, because still waiting for him to buy the plane ticket, but it should be happening. I'm really excited about that.
Just for a show, or?
Yeah, for a show, and hopefully, like, one show is pretty much set in stone, but hopefully we can turn it into a week and get some other shows out there, and just really looking forward to being out there for the first time.
LA or where?
It's LA.
Shit, fire me up, homie.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Do the damn thing. Hell yeah. All right, well, thanks for joining us, dude. Thanks for coming on. I think it's a little treat for everybody out there who hasn't really got to hear much from you besides just your music. I think people really like your music. I think you're definitely on to something, and keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm ready to hear some hits.
Yep. Thank you for joining us, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep, no worries.
Anytime. Well, there it is. That was Kayoh. He joined us, and I think that he joined us. Hold on, let me try that again. It's true. He did join us. I don't know. I think something just hit me. One of these bong loads or edibles just hit me. Okay. Take three. Here it is. Beep. Well, there it is. I think that went good.
Yeah, as always.
Expect
no less.
You're coming through with all these fresh producers from all around the world.
Well, I think that they all got something cool to offer. You know what I mean? Like, producers are people too. They got stories. They like things. They experience things. They do things and say things.
It's very true.
Hopefully, we could get them all to come say things here. You know, I think he's dope, dude. I think he's really dope. I think he's a positive influence on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's dope for people like us to work with him in the first place, because it's like it's crossing boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It's blending shit together, but not just genres, but fucking coasts also. You know what I mean? Like, it's giving East Coast fans a chance to fuck with West Coast rappers, and it's giving fucking West Coast fans a chance to fuck with East Coast producers, and vice versa, and so on, and the same around the world. You know what I mean? And us connecting the dots with all this music shit is really important, and it's showing people that, hey, the only thing limiting you is yourself. You know what I mean? It's like the only boundaries or walls that are there are the ones that you build or put up yourself. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta just gotta reach out and connect with people and make shit happen. And he's one of them, and fucking I think we were all benefiting from it. That's crazy, man. That Killa Bees remix blew up, dude. That shit was huge. I remember when that shit came out, and it was super fire. I knew it was gonna be big, but I didn't think it was gonna be that big. And a lot of respected producers have like remixed it, and like homies, and like, you know what I'm saying? It just turned into this thing that just fucking dominoed.
Yeah, it's got well over 100,000 plays compiled on SoundCloud, and that's not including other platforms that is available. You know what I mean? So that definitely blew up for him, and he just played at Coachella this year, which I forgot to bring up, but you know, he's definitely moving, and I think that he's going to become a household name, you know what I mean? That people are going to start hearing about him more and more, especially when he comes out to the West Coast, because like he was saying, that's like an untapped market for him, you know, and I think that we're kind of giving him a little bit of a boost. You know, we have listeners all over the world, but we also have a lot of listeners in, you know, the West Coast and California, Los Angeles and shit. So we're get ready, motherfuckers, because Kayoh is coming. Hopefully next year, and then we'll go to a show. Yeah,
I'm mostly stoked on this fucking hip hop background. You know what I'm saying? And that's the cool thing about having people like him on the show, so that we get exclusive shit that you wouldn't have known otherwise.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I'm super hyped for him to see like where he's going. He's building fast right now, and I'm proud of him and everybody else that is on that same path. You know what I mean? Like, we're all trying to come up right now. You know what I'm saying? We're all trying to take that next step, and whatever that may be. You know what I mean? We don't all have the answers, but we're all achieving them and learning them and finding them together. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to see like he's going through the exact same journey right now. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, dude. Thanks again for coming. You know. Yeah, I'm stoked, dude.
Yeah, we'll put all of his links and stuff in the description, so make sure that you go and find those and like them, follow them, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. And also, while I'm out here plugging subscriptions and likes, do that to our pages too. Natural Habitat Podcast. Look it up.
Yeah.
Even if you don't use Stitcher, just download Stitcher, subscribe, and then delete it off your phone.
Yeah.
And then if you do that and send me some sort of proof that you did it, then you'll be eligible for a prize. The prize is a raffle ticket. The raffle will be held in 2017, and the raffle will be for a new set of speakers to plug into your computer that aren't Bluetooth.
Yep. I'll tell you what. It is the season of thanks this month, and I'm super thankful for this podcast. I'm glad that we get to do this. Super thankful for all these people coming on the show. Thankful for everybody who's been supporting us up until now. Thankful for every like, share, subscribe, all that shit. And just hope that all you out there recognize and realize what you're thankful for, and hope you all get what's coming to you in these holiday times.
Hell yeah. I agree with every single bit of that. We love y'all, and we're very thankful for you being here with us. So, stay along for the ride. It's a journey. We're almost at 100 episodes, and one day we're going to be at 500, and you are going to be along for the whole thing if you're listening now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, thank you. We love you guys, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Peace, bitches.
All that nice stuff, and then peace, bitches.
Habitat Podcast.